Hey everyone, welcome back to another binder video. Today we're going to take a look at Hidden Fates. Sort of a shame that my mail hasn't arrived yet, since I'm missing one card. And yeah, and then I'll have the entire set. So we're going to look at a complete set minus one card. We're going to use our imagination and pretend that it has already arrived. I'll let you guys find out later exactly what card that is, and a little bit about how I didn't want to purchase it, but decided to rage purchase at this point. So, as with a lot of these subsets, the main part of the set sucks really bad. Not that any individual art or that the art isn't good itself. It's just when you have more chase than you have main set, you end up with so many duplicates that the only thing you're trying to pull out of a pack is basically the chase cards. So, and in this one, with that SV subset, within the subset, I guess, it's a little bit of a task. So let's flip through here. I've seen these cards so many times that it's painful. I think at the time when it came out, I opened 11 Elite Trainer boxes, and certainly had most of, if not the entire. Actually, I think it was missing just the Vaporeon reverse, and then I ended up with two eventually. After I ordered one on Troll, because that was the last card that I needed from the main set. I just figured I'd pick it up for 30 cents or whatever it was. So here we're going through the main set. We have all the reverses. Feels good. Although it's not that difficult with when you open a lot of product with these smaller sets. So the main set only has 68 cards, which is kind of, I think, the downfall of Hidden Fates more than anything. People really love it because they love shiny Pokemon. They love Charizard. We got the bird trio, which was really cool to see. I think a lot of these cards were from Japanese, like, battle decks or whatever, like starter deck battle against your friends kind of thing. So a lot of them were not playable at all. By the time we got Hidden Fates, a lot of the shiny cards were rotated out or no longer playable. So it's kind of a shame that we didn't get them right away, because the hype that was Hidden Fates when it came out would have been even bigger, if you can imagine it, because you'd be able to actually use the cards in play, which would certainly, you'd have people fighting over wanting to collect them and also wanting to put them into their decks. We got the Jesse and James, which I think people were saying that it shot up in value recently. Someone trying to do a buyout or something. I can only imagine how many copies of this card are in existence. Probably a million, billion, McJillion. We got the full art birds up at the top right there. Giovanni's Exile. I think I pulled 1,000 Giovanni's Exiles. The artwork on the Jesse and James, though, is probably my favorite from the set, and at least it's in English exclusive to Hidden Fates. So, and then we get the Hyper Birds here. We just we're not missing anything along the bottom. I just started a fresh page for the baby shinies, and here they are. Man, these were cheap. I think they're still probably pretty cheap. Just because you get them so frequently with the amount of product that's been opened, and it seems like they just keep printing or releasing more Hidden Fates as time goes by. Our Charmeleon here, sort of interesting. There's it's on every Charmeleon, but where they put the texture, there's like a box, like shading box that's really awkward on his chest. I don't know what caused that, but something that they seemingly did not fix, unless a later printing has it fixed, which would be interesting, because at that point there'd probably be more of the corrected version than the actual error, if you want to call it an error. So here we go, baby shinies for days. They're on their own pages, so we're just going to look at the right side. They don't have reverse versions. Pretty cool to have them all next to each other in a binder. When I do put them in their binder, I'll probably put them like front and back. It's hard to say. There's not really much point in having just the front sides of the binder, but I mean, I guess there's going to be empty space in the binder regardless, unless you go into another set, which I kind of try not to do. More baby shinies. Magneton, Magnezone. So, I don't know, the baby shiners are neat. I kind of wish they had a background, and then the shiny kind of around them. Almost looks like you, in the video game, when you come across them, they have the standard background, but then they have the sparkle effect. It'd be interesting to see if Pokemon ever does, where in the games, they had the star shinies, and then they introduced square shinies, so instead of stars that pop up around the Pokemon, you'll end up with these like little square things. Be cool to see if maybe they do something like that. If they want to make it even harder to chase the cards, they might make both versions and make one version exceedingly rare. So here we go. First card is missing. It's the Leafeon. It's in the mail. It's on the way. I was hoping that they would go back down to like $20, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen anytime soon. And I just wanted to finish the set where that's the last card. And I had some eBay bucks. I was like, screw it. We're going to buy it. It was 55 Canadian, which is, it's not that bad. But still way more than what it was before. And it might come back down in value, but at that point, it's kind of a whatever, because we're done the set, and then we don't have to think about it anymore. We got our Charizard GX that we traded our Shiny V for one of these. Someone had duplicate Shiny GXs, so that was a good trade. At the time, they were worth around the same price. I think the V has come down quite a bit. Maybe the amount of Champion's Path that was printed. It's hard to say. I would say that the Champion's Path one is probably easier to pull as well. I don't know the exact numbers or even approximate numbers, but I would think so. So hopefully he makes some dollars back and grades that Shiny V a 10 or something like that. So don't feel bad about the V going down in price, and I don't think the GX has gone down any, but I mean it might at some point. I thought it would be much lower than it is at this point, but the extra hype and demand, I guess, for shiny Pokemon and Charizard has kind of outweighed that. Ho-Oh looking pretty cool with the orange Ninetales. So we got the Glaceon, we got the Espeon. Mewtwo here is pretty cool with the green belly. I think all the ones that turn lime green. Ursaring comes to mind, where he's just like a lime green like that all the way across. It's kind of neat. Really obvious shinies. I think there was some value in the Electro GX just because it was playable. I don't know if that's still affecting it or not. It's still kind of a cool shiny. We got the Umbreon there. Certainly one of the more expensive ones, and the evolutions, the Umbreon and the Espeon, are pretty pricey. At least last I checked. Sizor as well with the lime green. Pretty cool shiny. Kartana, Banette, Gardevoir. Gardevoir is probably up there. We got Sylveon here, which is another. If it's evolution and it's shiny, it's probably got some value to it at this point. We got Cynthia. I haven't even taken a look at the prices on that, and that might even change with the full art trainer buyout nonsense that's going on currently. But I imagine that she's probably pretty expensive. This would be like the top tier version of Cynthia if she was still playable. Same with Guzma on the top right there. Although there's another Guzma that we might get in English that came out in Japanese as part of that like 397 Lily trio that was for events. So we got a lady, we got a hiker. The whole back of the binder is looking pretty good here. We got our secret rare stadiums. Pretty cool. Something certainly different than what we're used to. Then we got our Tapus in gold form. I really like these. Also, in kind of a nice touch that they have the different color here instead of just gold all the way across. Kind of really makes them pop out from the page. You can tell which one it is without holding it back and forth and looking at it under the right light. Now these guys here are alternate promos, so and alternates from other sets. So I was undecided on whether I should put them at the back here because these came from products, Hidden Fates products, and they're kind of part of the Shiny series, so they might end up in like the Celestial Storm, etc. binders at the back, but I think they're kind of cool to have them here as well. So it's kind of up in the air at this point. If anyone has any input on that, if it's driving them absolutely nuts that they're back here, let me know in the comments. The Lunella and Solgaleo are kind of weird because there's these versions. I think they're more expensive now than what they used to be. I got these for like a few dollars a piece off Troll because I didn't open any of the product. I just opened Elite Trainer boxes. So these guys here were like $2 or $3 a piece, which is kind of insane to think. Even though they come in every product that contain them, it's still pretty fancy looking cards for a couple dollars. And then at the back we have our shiny or our reverse energies. I'll probably put the regular versions of those in there as well once I have the proper binder for it. Well guys, that's Hidden Fates minus the card. Hopefully that Leafeon shows up soon. I can stick it right in the binder. If I have some other mail, then maybe I'll do that on camera. Be kind of fun to put that final nail in the coffin and record it happening. We got 5-star binder here. This was just a binder that I had from something else. At the moment, I was just looking for anything and everything to put the pages into. I don't really want to buy a bunch more binders and then have to toss them out or have no reason to have them after I get the ringless ones. So trying to do my best to prevent empty binder collection after I do get the proper binders. Thanks guys for tuning in. See ya tomorrow for Cosmic Eclipse. I think that'll probably be the last one unless anyone really wants to see Sword and Shield as it's heavily in progress. We'll see.